welcome, all our listeners and everybody and the viewers, everyone who is watching. And we are back for a very unique session. You're listening and watching to Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refire, and refuel your life series. And today is the second time where I have my amazing, very, very spiritual and magical guest, the goddess herself, France Barringer. She is, I want to remind you guys, I already gave you the kind of the backdrop story of who this amazing woman is. But for those who are watching here for the first time, France Barringer is the author of two books and they are available on Amazon. But the books, the titles really speak to a lot of women out there and a lot of people. One of them is called Healing the Broken Pieces of My Life. And then the second, Healing the Broken Pieces of My Life and Yours. She's also a hypnotherapist, but most importantly, she is the founder of the Goddess Formula Institute. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing today. We are in the live coaching session with Franz, and thank you for offering and kind of in agreeing to do that because apparently I'm going to be the guinea pig, which is a little bit, it's exciting and scary for me, Franz, because it's like being so naked in public for the first time. Guys, I've never done it, but I'm willing to be the guinea pig to experience the work that France is doing, because I think by watching us, you can apply it and think about how you can apply that knowledge. And if you want to go deeper with the work that France is doing around goddess archetypes, but why we want to know the goddess archetypes, because according to France, we can empower and transform the parts that are not serving us anymore into something more empowering for ourselves, which is going to transmute into any area of our lives and in the lives of everybody we love, and ultimately really bring more joy, peace, harmony, and love into this beautiful planet. Did I say everything correctly?
Yes, perfect.
So, friends, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me again. This is
You
wonderful. You know what a perfect day. Today, December 21st. So it's the winter solstice. And it's
what?
just the perfect time for us to release the past and anchor new emotions, a new way of being that we wish to carry into 2018. So, if any of your listeners out there are willing to do this little exercise with us, if you are wanting to do that, Jana.
I would love to. I would love
Okay.
to. I didn't even know about it.
Okay, so
Awesome.
choose really quickly, choose an aspect of your life without thinking so much about it that you would like to release. This is an aspect of me that I no longer choose to carry in 2018. It could also be an emotion, something that's no longer serving you. So think about that just a moment. Connect with that. Awareness is the key always. So
Can I
that
say that? Can I say out
if you
loud?
like, absolutely, yes.
I I personally, and you guys as you're watching us, please just think about what is not serving you. But as an example, I can think for myself. I want to
Mhm.
completely release self-judgment.
Wonderful. I
Yeah.
mean, who does not have self-judgment? I think we all do, right?
Yes.
So that's a great one to choose. Thank you
Mhm.
for that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thank you for offering that.
what
Mhm.
could you choose? The awareness, again, is the key. So you are aware that you have self judgment, but it is not an empowering emotion, is it?
No.
So when we are self judging, we feel, "Ugh." It's a low energy vibration. So in order to not carry that into 2018 is number one, be aware that it is there and be willing to release that. It can be just simply by, taking a deep breath. Take a deep breath in. Okay, I realize, I acknowledge that I have self-judgment and I'm willing to release that emotion that's no longer serving me. And then which other emotion could be more empowering? So you could choose self-acceptance, which would be a higher vibrational level of an emotion to take with you in 2018.
Yeah.
So each time, if it happens, you feel like you are self-judging, you could simply say, oh, I choose otherwise, because it is a choice. I choose self-acceptance. I choose that emotion to carry me through in 2018, in my personal life, in my goals, in my business, in my relationships.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you. Because most of the times, yes, thank you. Yeah, that's a very empowering one. Self-acceptance. Yeah, just recognize, say thank you, and move forward with that. Whether that's a mistake, just acknowledge it and go. Yeah, thank you. That was very powerful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Are you ready to hear the results?
Yes. So we can, yes, I'm really ready. And we can tell our listeners what we did before the program. This, yeah, would you like to explain?
Well, Zhanna wanted to be the guinea pig about finding her own goddess archetypes. So I sent her a goddess profile, which your listener that will be coming at the event will get to experience as well. And
Yeah.
through that goddess profile, I discovered her predominant goddess types, which are archetypes.
I
And most of us have one predominant one, and then we have secondary ones, such as, two or three. But we'll see what the time allow today. But I would love to share with you your predominant archetype. And please feel free to interrupt me at any time if you have any questions, or if you feel like, oh, I need to acknowledge that, because that is true. That is part of my life.
okay.
Feel free to interrupt.
Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
exciting and scary at the same time.
But you are so brave.
May I ask before we begin, Franz? May I ask you how many? So each woman you're
Yeah.
saying that has one predominant, and
Yes.
how many more? I thought it would be one, but
Yes. So we always have less dominant ones, but they are still affecting you. So you are born with the predominant one, most importantly. And then you may have two or three.
oh,
That,
so we don't know. So the number depends. So
right.
it's not like a set number for each woman.
No, but most
Oh,
women are definitely, we have one. And then we certainly have secondary ones, but of less importance.
okay.
Let's just
I'm
say that, yes.
I am open. I'm
Okay.
open. I can't wait to hear all of that. Okay,
All right. So
let's
let's
begin.
do it. So as I look at your profile, I could say that more than likely you have experienced a great loss in your life. And it could be the loss of your health, or it could be an emotional um, or physical aspect. or it could be even the betrayal of a friend or lover. It could even be a loss of a person dear to you, the loss of a child, or your own divorce. Or also, you could have experienced the loss of one or two of your parents. So this is applies to different aspects. But that what is important to know about that is that this aspect of losing, of this great loss, took you into a journey that you probably would not have taken otherwise.
Mhm. No, that's so true.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm thinking about something. Do you want me to share what that is?
yeah, absolutely.
So, well, since I agreed to be soul naked, I am thinking about what, looking at the course where I'm at in life and what I've chosen to be and to do, which is the love for singing and the love for little kids and empowering the kids of all ages eventually,
Yeah.
but um, and working with them. I am thinking about this one teacher, the kindergarten teacher, who it was an emotional moment, an emotional loss, because yeah, that teacher, I know who she is. She really impacted me in a big way that I started doubting my own existence, which
Oh,
later in life almost got me to losing my life.
oh,
I've never said it anywhere, but it started when I was a child. So my love for the little ones and empowering them comes and rooted in there.
oh, wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Zhanna. That's
Yeah. I've done a lot of work to release all of that. I've done, but now I look at it as a big blessing, as a big blessing. But all up until I turned 40 years old, it was I was looking at life from the victim perspective because of that incident or
oh,
several incidents in the past since I
okay.
was a little kid. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So that makes sense.
It's amazing how you just stepped right into something that was huge, profound. It just, like you said, you know what, France? It really did change. I mean, it did determine the course of my whole life.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I think,
So you see, and because
yeah.
your willingness to look into that pain
Hmm.
that almost cost you your own life.
Oh yeah, yes.
That's, I mean, that is huge. And that's why you can do the work that you do today
Oh,
in
it.
wanting to inspire others, including, of course, the children, because you felt disempowered by that
Hmm.
emotional loss. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so that archetype is really was really present in you.
Hmm.
And this experience has forced you again to face the dark, the unlightened side of yourself, the side that can blame other people or circumstances for your own sufferings. So that's what you just shared. So that was the path that led you to transform yourself into a stronger, more independent, more accepting, and more loving person as opposed to a victim, like you mentioned.
More loving person. Yeah, more loving because that's it's funny since ever since I remember myself when people would ask me a question, oh, would you like to be named differently? Remember how in the first interview you tapped into the importance of your name,
Yeah,
and we talked about it at the beginning of the previous interview.
yes.
So the name is important, and I always said like if I had to change my name, Zhanna, into something else, that would be love, and
Uh,
that's connected. I'm 100% sure that it's connected to that person,
yeah,
that teacher, the kindergarten teacher who really played. played a huge role in my life.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So,
And
yeah,
now today you can see it as a gift.
absolutely.
Because she propelled you into the
Yes.
doing the work that you do
Yes.
and recovered from that.
I
So
can tell you that I'm so blessed that it happened when I was a child. It would have hurt me more, and I don't even know how I would react and what my path would be if that would come along like later in life.
great.
So
Yeah.
yeah, because all this I went into I don't deserve to even be on this planet, right? I'm not enough, and whatever I do, I can't get the love of this one person that
Yes.
I was. Yeah, as a child, you don't understand that. So now, after all these years, I'm looking at it as the biggest gift, just like you
Yes.
said. Yeah,
Wonderful. Wonderful.
yeah.
So well, here I am reading, and it led you down to a spiritual path and moved you to a place of great empathy. Empathy about other people and the pain that other people experience in life. And also possibly an inner calm and a closer connection with people, friends, and your community.
Mhm.
And you are also capable of embracing, integrating, and accepting difficult experiences. So I believe that because it is your predominant archetype, that although you think, well, it happened to me as a child, I believe that your archetype took you there at an early age, yes, but you had the capability as later on in life to pursue that search into
Mm.
your soul and
Mhm.
something else. Let's say you would not have recovered from that. Something else would have happened to you in your life to experience a great loss
Mm.
that you would have been forced to look into again. Because
Got it.
those are huge, huge lessons. And
Yes.
they're not, it's not pleasant because it is the pain and we resist that pain with everything we can do, right? That's why people use drugs or alcohol or all kinds of addictions to not look at that pain.
Mhm.
But so, but your archetype is the one calling you to look at that
Mhm.
and then see a way of transforming itself through that pain.
That is so true.
Yeah.
I mean, I truly believe that that would have happened. And there were some other episodes in my life, of course, that were related to what you're saying. And I truly believe that we come as souls to learn our soul lessons. That's the
Yeah.
whole purpose of being in this physical body.
Yeah.
And if we don't learn it, then the universe is bringing another lesson, the same lesson, like different places, different faces, but it's going to be the same lesson until you actually learn from it, and then you can move up the ring,
Yeah.
right? Like move up the ring.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. That
Good.
is very, very, so far, it's very powerful what you say.
All right. So you can identify with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very much. Yeah.
So, because of that capability for you to embrace and integrate and accepting difficult experiences, it is a skill that you can offer others that same compassion, that same of the understanding that you offered yourself. So here comes the gifts, right?
Yeah.
So because of the choice you make to look throughout your life
Mhm.
at those challenges as opportunities, which you mentioned earlier, then you discover the gifts that you have that you can offer to others to help them. in that journey because you have that empathy, that compassion, that understanding that of that pain that other people can experience in different ways. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and I was gonna say that at first I was doing like taking small steps. It's funny how everything you're saying is true.
Mm.
It's everything resonates with me because first you're taking like I personally was taking small steps, but I was helping people along the way. And you're so true about the empathy. I'm an empath, and I usually can feel what the people are experiencing. Then it's another story what you do with that, but. Um, but even my latest endeavor with America's Got Talent, I didn't go there to compete. It's never been my like. I don't even believe in competition. I believe in cooperation. I
Yeah.
went there to spread the message of love, compassion, as you
Mhm.
said, and peace. And so that was the only reason why I got on the stage to do
Yeah.
exactly what you just said. Oh my God.
Oh, well,
that's
good.
that's I have chills. I have chills on my body.
Well, that's
So thank
great.
you. It is crazy. It's crazy what you say. It's just like really like you knew me all your life.
Yeah, great. So I'm glad that you can resonate with that archetype because
Truly.
sometimes it's also a journey. We have, it's always a journey, but we have the excuses. But this happened to me. Of course, you're justified to feel like a victim, right? It happened to you.
Hmm.
But then that's where the problem arises is when we're stuck into that victimhood mentality and we're not willing to shift it. So you're doing the work, you have done the work, and it's a continuous process
Yes.
because, of course, life is going to continue to happen. But
Hmm.
it's how we choose to see it. What is our perspective about it?
Hmm.
Do we see it as a gift, an opportunity for us to grow?
Hmm.
Or do we just see it as, oh, well, this is happening to me again, and I'm not doing anything about it, and I will continue to blame the world for how I feel?
Hmm.
So,
Franz, I have a question for our. I would be curious because there are so many techniques and perspective on that, on how you shift. So now that we know, like in my case, now that I know this is my archetype, and this is what it's all about. So I came to experience, as far as I understand, experience this great loss and learn from it and move forward. So now, how do you transform? What do you do with this knowledge?
well, there is a process. It's to realize, first of all, this is part of my archetype. And I was
Mhm.
giving that as a gift for me to transform myself. So awareness is number one,
Mhm.
right? Always awareness.
Yes.
So you may experience other challenging situation in your life. And it's again to look at just like the simple exercise we did a little bit earlier when we opened up. It's like, what do I choose?
Mhm.
Empowerment, self-empowerment, and how do I shift from where I am right now to grow into self-empowerment?
Mhm.
First of all, also accept how you feel
Mhm.
because our emotions are very legitimate, right? And they're real to us. They are very real. Somebody does something to you, it affects you. You feel sad, you feel angry, you feel um, dishonored, betrayal, whatever you feel is totally acceptable. It's your emotion. Honor it. Accept that emotion. Don't say, oh, I shouldn't feel that way. I am more involved than that right now. I should not feel that way. So you deny your emotion and those emotions are going to become an issue. So allow them, accept them, embrace them because they have a message for you, and then find a way to empower yourself in a higher energy frequency, which I could call, there are two energies in the world, fear or love.
Yes.
So then if you shift into the love that you already are, we are all made out of love. We just forget. We come into the world as pure, and then we get tainted or bombarded by something, and then we forget it's covered up. But we all have the capability to shift into that love that we are and find a way to accept ourselves, grow into that love, and embrace that. So it's a whole program also that I certainly will address at a greater length, but those are just a few little steps that can help your listeners today, possibly.
So thank you so much. So acknowledge and then don't push the emotions away. That's the message from France today. And also find a way, and as a simple technique is just like find the more empowering belief or emotion or the word, right? It just boils down to the word that you use because the words are so powerful. Like remember at the beginning, I said, what did I say? I said self-judgment, and it's in self-acceptance. So judgment and acceptance, they have different energies around themselves. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. So during the event, Hans, are we going to be, tell us more, like, are we going to go into the archetypes? Because we will need to, we're coming to the end of this episode. Okay. I just want to find out more about what's going to happen in March. It's March 10th and 11th, right?
Yes, it is.
March 10th and 11th in San Diego. It's the sunny San Diego. I can't wait to get there. Yeah, so everyone who is coming and who decides to join, will they be able to discover their archetypes?
Absolutely. That is the first thing we are going to do. And then after the people that come will discover their own archetype and the characteristics and behaviors attached to that archetype, the awareness again, then we will move into the limitation. We'll move into, yes, the qualities of that archetypes. What is it calling you to do in the world? What is your soul purpose?
Yeah.
Many people, have a job, but they don't feel happy doing the job that they do. And they have a calling. It's an inner calling to be more in the world. And then we'll discover that as well. What are you meant to be in the world? Because that archetype is actually the blueprint of your soul. It's calling you to do something in the world that's unique to you. So they will discover that. And then also we will address the limitations of that archetype.
You are saying that there are limitations?
Yeah.
What's that? So I just thought that we've discovered my archetype. Yeah. Right. So that is not the complete picture.
It's not the complete picture, no, because we come in this form. I mean, the goddess in the light is pure light. We come in this form, in this structure, in this body. And we come with, we are moving in the world, and then we have limitations sometimes put on us by, the limitations in your family or their lack of understanding or whatever it may be. And then we become limited in some fashion. And we all know about the work of Cartoli with the shadow aspect. So I call the shadow aspect limitations that we may experience because of that archetype. And I wonder if you would be, being so brave as you are, would you be willing to find out about those limitations?
My goodness, I was just so empowered by everything. Now I know, now you're telling that there are limitations. Of course, I would love to know, of course. But if I know them, if I discover them, what's the benefit for me to know
the
my
benefit
limitations?
will be, again, a greater awareness of, oh, wow, okay, I'm experiencing those limitations. And now that I will look at them, you will have a greater understanding of your life, of yourself, the way you do what you have done in your life, and the way you do certain things that you may feel inclined to do, even though they're not serving you always.
Or just
So,
recognizing that this is my limitation, and then I also have a choice to do it or not to do it, and the way to look at it.
yes, and invite the possibilities of doing it in another way.
Oh, in another way. Oh, I love that.
The challenges, that you're experiencing. If it's in relationship, like find out, like, oh, I did not know that because of this archetype, I have this inclination of attracting this type of relationships in my life. And now that I know that, what can I do about it? Because I choose not to have those relationships anymore. So what can you do to attract the soulmate in your life that would be empowering to you as opposed to the old ways? That's just an example.
Okay, I am willing to do it. Seems like we need to get together for the limitations of the shadow work. Would you be open for that?
Absolutely.
So if I said yes to this session, I will say yes to the limitations. Like, hey, what am I gonna lose? I want to know everything. But Franz, before we completely end, let me ask. I'm just curious. Do I have only one archetype or more? I
No,
personally.
you have two secondary ones.
Two
So,
seconds.
yes.
Got it. Okay, so you'll tell me at the event.
Another discussion about it.
Of course, at the event in March, I can wait. It's okay.
They are influencing you as well in a different way.
So, wow, thank you so much. I think, well, to me, it was powerful. Thank you. And now I hope you guys who are watching and ladies who are watching and listening to this, you probably learned something about yourselves. And if you find it fascinating, just like I do, you are invited to France Barringer's event, which is called Goddess Formula Event, which is going to be March 10th and 11th in 2018. And you can join that or get the early bird special on your website, right? www.francebarringer.com. Or there is a direct link. We can repost the direct link. And it would be really fun to get a room full of beautiful women, all goddesses, and just to empower and see how magically they can transform. And the work you do is amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you
for having me.
Yeah, you guys are watching Dream Big with Zhanna, inspiring you to reignite, refine, and refuel your life. If you have questions for Franz or me, please comment below the video. They're also going to be available on YouTube very shortly on my channel, Zhanna, just simply the first and the last name. You can find them there. You can share with other powerful women that you know. And, anything, I think that's about it. We haven't forgotten anything. So if you want to get in touch with France, please, please, please don't shy away. If you have specific questions, you can maybe even message her on Facebook if that's,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
And it seems like we're going to have the limitation session, the next session with you. Okay, well, it's going to be announced. We got to find the date to do that. So it's going to be announced shortly. So stay tuned, share the love, and Hans, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.